So the ideal thing to do, right, would be to take a representative random sample of your population and test them. You can't do that on a daily basis. Like, it's hard enough to figure out how to get a random sample of people. So it's really hard to do a good study that is representative of the population. You have to rely on things that are actually kind of happening in real time and that the computers can grab. And so the number of tests that are performed and the number of positive tests that are detected are two pretty easy indicators to find in most cases. The percent positive is just the number of positive cases on top, on the numerator, right, divided by the number of tests performed in the denominator, right? And so you can drive that number down either by having fewer people who are positive or by doing more tests. It's an indicator of whether you're doing enough testing and of how many cases you have in the population.
So you can have a situation where cases are going up, but that's because you're now doing 10 times as much testing, maybe that means that you're actually not in a worse situation than you were despite seeing more cases, but you're just finding more of the cases because you're testing more, and this is all in all a great thing. And if your test positivity rate is going down as your cases are going up, then that's probably saying that you're actually just doing totally great. The limitation of the test positivity rate is that we actually don't know why people get tests. So even though you're looking at test positivity rate from day to day or week to week or month to month, the actual population that's getting tested could and is changing. It's then hard to compare your test positivity rate today and your test positivity rate from a few weeks ago and be like, this is actually measuring the same thing. I believe they're trying their best. In terms of the data itself, the data is what it is. I would love to see improvements on the data, including understanding why people are getting tested and how that's changed through time.
So there's no perfect metric, and actually are really excellent metrics. The state has not set them up, and actually no state in the United States has set them up. I have a real problem, in some ways, defending what the state is doing because I think it's really precarious. Positivity rate's really hard over short time scales. If you think they're having the dramatic changes in testing, it's probably reduced the fastest of trends and transmission. So if it's going up and you don't think there's been a real shift in who's getting tested or the number of tests, probably okay. They told us because they were also, they're talking to heuristics for hospital, anticipating surges in hospital capacity, and they kept saying we can't use your models. We can't say that we're basing this on your models, because it's too complicated and people won't like it. And so it's but we kind of said, you're going to be losing scientific accuracy and probably credibility in the long run if you start using these other things. And it feels like a real impact, but they're pretty adamant that actual science is too much